been having a lot of fun this summer. WCCO has been going to the lake, but now our road trips are coming to an end.
Yeah, sadly, this week is our final trip of the summer. Jamie and Jason are in Walker this morning, and we're excited to hear about this winery where they don't use any grapes.
Hey guys, good morning.
It's a little interesting concept, right? Yeah, we're having a great morning out here right now. The sunrise is happening just beyond us here. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've seen fishermen, kayakers already out, so there's things to do outdoors here all the time.
One of our viewers, Mike, just came over to say hi, which is really great. We are having a good time here in Walker. Obviously, Leech Lake is the center of activity, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on outside the lake as well. The Heartland Trail, maybe you've heard of this. Walker is the home of the Heartland Trail. It's northern Minnesota's oldest paved trail, 27 miles long. That's the paved portion that goes from Walker to Park Rapids. You know, in the summer, walkers use it, of course, bikers. In the winters, snowmobilers. Yeah, you know how that goes. But then the trail is not just 27 miles. The unpaved portion of the trail goes another 20 miles above Walker. And the Heartland Trail then connects into the Paul Bunyan Trail.
And it actually there's a spot where it actually starts right over our shoulder here and connects over. And so, I mean, it's gorgeous, and it's just something else for people to do if they don't want to be on the lake.
I'm surprised you didn't take a 2 a.m. run down the...
Well, it was a little dark.
A little dark, a little
I may
chilly.
do that later, though.
I know, that would be expected. So you guys mentioned this, the wine and the winery. Usually you think, and certainly I think, grapes, and we have Minnesota wineries that, you know, grow cold, hardy grapes and that kind of a deal.
But there's one family here just outside the Walker area who doesn't use that fruit at all. Actually uses things like rhubarb and strawberries. So we went to check it out. The Schusters don't use any grapes to make wine. Take a look. LaPorte's a quiet community with a population of a little more than 100 people.
This was sweet, sort of.
That's where Paul Schuster and his wife Sharon started Forest Edge Winery 15 years ago.
To be in a position where we would be able to work and not have to go anywhere, to have the type of lifestyle where you're doing what you like to do, and we like to make wine, we like to meet people.
The two spent years as traveling artists making cooking tools when they decided they needed a change.
The next station is a corker.
The Schusters, along with a good friend, decided to take a risk on something new to the area.
The whole culture, the whole business is relatively young in Minnesota.
Becoming the 9th winery in the state.
There aren't any that are quite like this one because we don't have any grapes.
And that's what sets them apart.
What we're trying to do is create a wine that's table quality wine that's enjoyable to have with food, to have like you would any other kind of wine, but not to use grapes, and instead use what grows here naturally.
They use about 30 different types of locally grown fruits to make their wines, including raspberries, strawberries, black currants, and even rhubarb.
The problem that the grape growers have is the fruit doesn't end up being wine very well if it's been frozen first.
The fermentation process doesn't take too long.
The fermentation can take 3 weeks or it can take 3 months depending on what kind of fruit it is and what the yeast likes to do with it.
But the Schusters prefer to age the wines in these huge stainless steel tanks for at least 2 years before bottling them up.
We do enter 3 or 4 international wine competitions every year.
Paul admits they're still learning new things 15 years later. But the one thing they do know is they're happy with how far they've come.
It's a little different than other professions when if you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything. Here, I can look like I'm not doing anything, but the wine is aging.
And it's kind of good. We ended up pouring one of the rhubarb wines. There's actually 4 different kinds, Paul tells us. They are the most popular, but their apple wine is also very popular as well.
I'll tell you what, this is very surprising because I expected it to be, I don't know, just sweeter, and it's not. It's very dry. It has that rhubarb tartness, though.
You can tell it's been in a stainless steel container as opposed to oak. There's no oakiness to it, but it's very crisp. It'd be a great summer wine.
So now you don't have to go to LaPorte to go to Forest Edge Winery. They'll ship it to you as well, so all around Minnesota and around the U.S. They have many fans, of course, who come up, and there you go. You get the rhubarb wine or whatever fruit you like. Pretty interesting technique they use. I think it's really good, I got to say.
You were surprised.
I was skeptical, I'm going to be honest. My experience with Minnesota wines is mixed
It's
at
mixed.
best.
Yep, me too.
Some are great, some are okay.
So you found a good one.
This is really good.
Cool.
Yeah, really nice.
Thanks, guys. We'll check back with you in just a bit here.